Hello again, superheroes. This week we are going to go back to working on sequencing, what we would usually use a flow map for, only this time we are sequencing events in the order that they happened, and we're going to do this by closely reading, using context clues in the reading to sequence events. We're going to practice on IXL. You will need to make sure that you are logged in. If you're not logged in, it will only let you answer like 5 questions. Go into learning. Go into language arts, not math, not for this skill anyway. Head on down to 4th grade. And this will be up on your Google Classroom too, so you don't have to memorize it here. I'm just showing you how to get there, but it will be on your Google Classroom for you to use. In 4th grade, language arts, I want you to scroll down past reading strategies into writing strategies and section O, the letter O for organizing writing. And we are going to, never mind that, we are going to do skill 1, put the sentences in order. Once again, that will be on your Google Classroom for you to look at when you go find it. Okay. Remember that the blue buttons can help you out tremendously to read what the directions are.
Put the sentences in order from beginning to end.
So we're putting them in order from beginning to end.
A woman gave birth to twins in San Diego, but the babies were born in different years. The second twin was born in the following year, at 12:02 a.m. on January 1st, 2016. The first twin was born at 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 2015.
Okay, now to figure out how to sequence these, we have to read this really closely. IXL put this under writing, but really this is a close reading exercise. The first one says, a woman gave birth to twins in San Diego, but the babies were born in different years. Okay, don't really know where that goes yet, but let's read the other ones. The second twin was born in the following year at 12:02 a.m. on January 1st, 2016. Well, that could go after this one because it says in the following year. That means the next year. Well, let's read the third one. The first twin was born at 11:59 p.m. on December 31st, 2015. A word just caught my attention. The first twin. Up here, it said the second twin. Well, what comes first? First or second? Of course, the first twin would come first. It says first right there. And in fact, it says the year was 2015, and the second twin was born in 2016. So this comes after. Now, does it make sense for us to say a woman gave birth to twins in San Diego, but the babies were born in different years? I think it does. That could be like an introduction. I suppose it could also be a conclusion. But then, if this was your paragraph, it would have no introduction at all. So, to me, the best answer is to have the introductory sentence first, followed by the first twin, followed by the second twin. Let's see how we did. Fantastic. Let's do another one.
Put the sentences in order from beginning to end.
From beginning to end.
Then, we decided to see the new Jennifer Lawrence movie. We checked the list of movies, but at first we could not find one we both liked. Isabel and I decided to see a movie today.
Okay, so we're talking about a Jennifer Lawrence movie. How timely and relevant. The first one begins with the word then. When we sequence things, we use sequencing words like then, after that, following that. Just because this starts with the word then, that tells me that that does not come first. It would not make sense at all to have the first sentence say then. I'm going to move this down for now, and then maybe we move it somewhere else. We checked the list of movies, but at first we could not find one we both liked. Well, this one could go first, and in fact, it says the word first there. But let's see if this makes sense. We checked the list of movies, but at first we could not find one we both liked. Isabel and I decided to see a movie today. Then we decided to see the new Jennifer Lawrence movie. That sounds weird to me. We checked the list of movies, but at first we could not find one we both liked. Isabel and I decided to see a movie today. Why would you say that after you talked about checking the list of movies? It would make way more sense to start out by saying that Isabel and I decided to see a movie today, and then say that after you checked the list of movies, you couldn't find one you both liked. But then we decided to see the new Jennifer Lawrence movie. It is appropriate and authentic to you guys, whoever Jennifer Lawrence is. Push submit. Awesome. I guess let's do one more. In order to be successful at this, you really do have to read these closely and think about the words that they use.
The first place they visited during their vacation was Italy. Devin traveled to Europe with his family last summer. The second place they traveled to was the south of France.
Okay, now if you don't know much about Europe, this might be a little bit confusing. Europe is a continent. That means a huge piece of land with more than one country on it. Italy is a country in Europe. France is a country in Europe. So all of these places are in Europe. That tells me that I would want to put that first. And besides, Devin traveled to Europe with his family last summer. That makes the most sense as an introduction. It tells you that he traveled somewhere. The first place they visited during their vacation was Italy. The second place they traveled to was the south of France. You don't have to know where Italy or France are to be successful at this. You just have to read the context clues. The first place they visited was Italy. The second place they visited was the south of France. And you've got an introduction to start it all off. Devin traveled to Europe with his family last summer. The first place they visited during their vacation was Italy. The second place they traveled to was the south of France. I'm going to let you guys go practice real quick, but I first wanted to make sure that you know that if you miss one, just if something crazy happens and you get one incorrect, that IXL will give you valuable information. Let me get this wrong on purpose really quick. I think if I submit it right now, it'll be wrong. Why? Because this makes the most sense as an introduction. Lois Lowry is the author of many popular children's books. And then it tells you about some of those books. Number, The Stars, The Giver. But the introduction would be, she's the author of many popular children's books. An introduction does not make sense in the middle, so I'm confident if I push submit, I'll get it wrong. What is that? Submit. Oh, it's incorrect, but look, it gives you an explanation. It says, to tell a story or explain how to do something, sentences should go in an order that makes sense. Writers often start by saying what the passage is about. That's important. That's your introduction. Writers often start by saying what the passage is about. That's another way to think of an introduction. When you write an introduction, you're telling the reader what the passage is about. So, give this some practice. It's IXL, Language Arts, 4th grade, 01, and I am going to put that on your Google Classroom too. Great job. Try your very best, and we'll push this thinking a little further next time.